Tutaongea na yeye baadaye. Okay, we were on Mondalo.
Yeah, so I was saying actually, first of all, the matters of oil and fuel are actually security matters.
Yes,
right? And it is not just business as usual. When you talk about matters, it's not like you're talking about mosquito nets. This is a security matter. So when it comes to matters fuel and what needs to be done around the fuel sector, the process is just as important as the end result. And so for me, I feel like it was quite a good thing for the government to actually raid in early enough on this matter, so that at the end of the day, Kenyans don't get into a crisis of fuel, because it can actually plunge the country in a very improper direction. I think it was quite a good thing for the bigwigs to be seen to be taking responsibility. You have to understand, Jagero, that we live in a country where big is decided depending on who is speaking. So when clerks are arrested, we say the CEOs were left out. They are the ones who are the big boys. When CEOs are arrested, we say, no, they're not the big boys, we want the PSS. When PSS are arrested, we again say, no, we want the CS. So sometimes the problem with us as a society is that we want to have our cake and eat it at the same time. We must be able to agree that when government has taken action on something, we must be able to give it a chance. And so for me, I feel like it is a step in the right direction, that someone is being held responsible for something. The clamor and the noise about Opiyo, Wandayi and all that is purely political, because the order of responsibility in a ministry rests with the PS. The PS is the person who is the AI holder. The PS is the accounting authority. Same to when you go to the parastatals, the accounting authority is the CEO, the executive directors. That's why even in the parastatals, the arrests are not on the chairs. They are not on the board. They are on the CEO. So for me, it is purely politics when people say that we want Wandayi and all that. Because for me, he is a political appointee, more or less like the head of the chairman of a parastatal. But of course, he has to take political responsibility. Because the political responsibility, where does it come in? One, it is his responsibility to make the country understand what exactly is happening in the oil sector and why he should not be victimized. Because the public is right to think whatever they think. But he must be able to take the political responsibility and say, hey guys, this is the reason why this happened. Because when communication is not done effectively, then the narrative of the opposition takes center stage. Then people continue believing the wayward things that are going on, with some people just saying that, you know what, these ones were the small fish. In fact, there is nothing bad that they did. Because you've seen that being propelled a lot by the opposition. Because, you know, in opposition is always looking for anyone who is purged with government. They try and see how they can recruit them to become members of the united opposition. So the political responsibility the CS has is to communicate this matter in a manner that Kenyans can have a much better understanding. Because for as long as people don't have a good understanding, they will continue saying we also need the CS. And then when you get to the CS next, they'll tell you they need the deputy president. When you get the deputy president next, they'll tell you they need the president. So we have to be a country that abides to our rule of law. This law, we are the ones who give ourselves to it. So when people are found culpable, when people are suspected of something, and they have stepped down or they have resigned, I think it's a step in the right direction. Yeah. Because for a long time, Jagera, we have always said that African leaders don't even step down. African leaders don't resign. Now here is a moment where they have been able to actually some step down and resign, so that investigation can actually go on. I think it's a step in the right direction. And I don't think it's something we should keep reading too much into it to want to politicize it again. And of course, also we must agree that stepping down and them resigning is not an admission of guilt. It is just in the interest of being a good public servant.
Yeah. Odhiambo, how are you doing, my brother?
Amazing.